So hot. Greetings and salutations. It is I, Professor Macabro, accompanied by zombie huesitos here in the spooky living room because the movie room is just intolerable. I feel bad for my movies. I feel that with this fucking heat, they're gonna melt. And I'm gonna just open the DVD case and a puddle is just gonna pop out. I have the ventilator on, but again, that ventilator doesn't do jack shit. So I am worried for my collectibles and my movies. But we've been going through this really bad heat wave and it's practically and most assuredly getting on my nerves because fuck summer and fuck its hot days. Oh, I so wish that autumn would get in here sooner and we can have, not rainy days, I like rainy days, but we get very heavy rain sometimes, but just cool weather. Why can't it just be medium cool weather that everyone can enjoy? Why does it have to be either fucking monsoon season and everything gets blown away and super wet and ruined by the rain, or freaking hot that everything melts and spoils? I just want a happy medium. But anyway, we are here to regale you with a review. Yes, indeed. Yes, as you know, because I mentioned in the last video, Professor Macabro enjoys trying out new tastes and flavors, whether it be bizarre sodas or food stuff that I come across. Yes, indeed. It does hell for my internal organs, probably, but I enjoy it, so that's what I did. Now, in the last video, I mentioned that we found the Oreos. The Oreos. The traditional Halloween Oreos that come out with the orange stuff. And it tastes, for the most part, very pleasant. At least the American one. The Mexican one, not so much. But when I did go to Walmart, Mexico, I came across something that, quite honestly, sounded like a terrible idea. Just an awful idea. But curiosity killed the cat, and my curiosity got the best of me. But I wasn't going to buy a big box of this stuff, because if I didn't end up liking it, well, then I would have a whole box that I would have to get through out of principle. I wasn't going to let a box win me over and not finish it. What kind of person would I be if I did that? So I decided to try it out in one of these small presentation bags. And I was going with my gremlins, and the gremlins know that I like weird shit. So they're like, hey, look at that, Daddy Macabro. And I was like, yes, my children. And they're like, look at that. And I'm like, no, look away, children. But Daddy Macabro, you like weird shit. And look at that, it's red and black. And I was like, yes, that is tempting. It's probably not going to taste good. But they wanted to try it. And again, I was very curious about it. So I bought a little package of this thing. Coca-Cola flavored Oreos. It's got the Coca-Cola logo there and Oreos, and it's a very delightful black with a red center. And I'm like, I've tried that before. They released the, what was it, red velvet or something red caramel version of this prior that has a very cool black cookie with a red creamy center, and I didn't care for it. Maybe it was cinnamon. Something like that. It tasted terrible. I never bought or wanted to try that ever again. Red cream in Oreos doesn't work. I even tried the Christmas ones that also had the red filling, and I guess the red dye just doesn't go well with Oreo mix, and not good. So I was already kind of expecting that this would be bad, and unfortunately, it wasn't that good. Here it is. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but it's a regular traditional Oreo cookie, but this one has a Coca-Cola bottle printed there, and it has a red center. And the gremlins, well, they tried to power through and said that they kind of liked it. And at the first bite, I will give it this. It does sort of taste like Coke. Unfortunately, it tastes like Coke Zero. I fucking hate Coke Zero. Which is the same problem that I encountered when I bought those Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola cans. They used the goddamn formula from the Coke Zero, and it tasted awful. I've never had anything as bad as those cans of Jack Daniels and Coca-Cola. I genuinely can do a better job myself buying a bottle of Jack Daniels and mixing it up with Coca-Cola. Terrible. Those cans are god-awful. They can't give away those fucking things. And so when I saw this, I had flashbacks of that, and but I went in with an open mind, and I still didn't like him. No, I mean, when you eat it, you do get that flavor of Coke Zero, which is not a flavor I enjoy, and then you get this cinnamon thing that comes through, like a candy cane sort of flavor. And the Coca-Cola flavor dissipates really fast, and you're only left with the red candy cane thing. Well, so I don't know who was demanding for Coca-Cola and Oreos in a single bite. I mean, when I enjoy Oreos, I like filling myself a tall glass of cold milk. And I don't dip my Oreos. I find that disgusting. To anyone that does it, to each their own. But seeing the little Oreo bits and the soggy cookies, I'm not much into soggy food stuff. I don't like my cereal soggy, and I don't like my cookies soggy. So I just take a cookie and then split it open and eat one of the cookies. Then take another cookie, split it open, and eat the cookie. And then fuse the two cream halves to make a, what's that called? A double stuffed cookie. I personally buy the double stuffed cookies from Walmart. And I do the same, and I make a quadruple stuffed Oreo. And then I eat my Oreos, and then when the flavor of the Oreo gets too much, then I drink my tall glass of cold milk. But I'm not a big fan into dipping because I don't like soggy cookies. But if you do that, to each their own. My gremlins do that, and they enjoy it. Personally, not a fan. But I can't see myself dipping this. I mean, I've never wanted to eat Oreo cookies with a tall glass of Coca-Cola. I mean, not that there's anything bad with that, but that's a bit too much. So, yes, these Oreo, Coca-Cola concoctions is not something that Professor Macabro will recommend. I like the color scheme. I like the red with the black. It's my whole color scheme right there. So I'm a big fan of that. Visually, very cool. And in display, they had this big stack of the cookies that looked really cool. Posted it on my social media. Follow me there. So, but in this interesting concept, not so good execution. Again, first bite kind of tastes like Coke Zero, and I'm not a big fan of that. And after you keep chewing it, and you get the red dye and some like a red candy corn flavor that does not sit well. So, in the general food stuff rating, I would give this a 5 out of 10. Not the worst Oreo combination I've ever had, but definitely not something that I will buy a big old box for and enjoy later on. This was just a one and done because curiosity got the better of me and because I really liked the color scheme. And they so got me with the color scheme. Big fan of the black and red color scheme. So I will stick with my double stuffed Oreos or the Booreos. Yes, indeed. Those at least taste delicious. Have you tried these Coca-Cola Oreos? And if you had, my condolences to you because you know how bad those taste. But if you have and you liked it, let us know in the comments down below. But until we see you all again next time, this has been Professor Macabro. Somewhere over there is Zombie Huesitos, and we wish you all, like always, a good evening.